Welcome back to the Football Don't Lie podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be giving our award predictions for the season. It's going to be a very good episode. I do want to hear. We're going to do this a little bit differently. We're not going to give just one pick. I want a favorite and I want a dark horse for each award. A dark horse meaning I don't want anyone giving Josh Allen as their dark horse MVP. Y'all know what a dark horse is. It's a guy that's not really, like favorite to win this award, but you guys think he could be a sleeper. But do we want to start off with the big fish, or do we want to go down to the coach of the year and start off with that and
Just
move our way
start
up?
down and go up.
Okay, let's go with coach of the year. I'm very interested to see coach of the year, what you guys go with. Um, yeah, Hudson, what is your pick for coach of the year? I want a favorite and a dark horse.
Sure. My coach of the year pick this year is going to be Brandon Staley from the Los Angeles Chargers. I think, like I said in the AFC record prediction videos, I think the Chargers are going to be first place in the AFC West. And I think I said first, maybe second seed in the AFC. I think the Chargers are really going to prove a lot of people wrong this season, and Brandon Staley will be at the head of that. And for my dark horse, Dan Campbell. I feel like Suas might have that pick as well, but Dan Campbell from the Detroit Lions. If the Lions can prove it, maybe even I don't think he'd get it if they compete for a spot, but if they can potentially sneak into the playoffs somehow, I think Dan Campbell would definitely get a lot of love for this award. But of course, it's called the dark horse for a reason. Most likely it won't happen, but there's always that chance.
So my favorite is Nick Sirianni from the Eagles. Look, I think the Eagles are going to have a really good year. It's going to warrant him winning Coach of the Year. And my dark horse was going to be Dan Campbell, but I'll go elsewhere. You know what? It's time I give respect to my guy, Matthew Rule. Hopefully he pulls it together and helps the Panthers make the playoffs. If he doesn't, he's getting fired 100%. But if the Panthers make the playoffs, there's a good chance he could win. So, yeah, I'd put him as a dark horse.
My favorite is Sean McDermott. I think Sean McDermott's he's gonna be up there as far as favorites are concerned. The Bills are gonna be a really good team, a force to be reckoned with for Coach of the Year. And then my dark horse was Dan Campbell. I'm gonna switch it up since we're all giving love to our teams. Mike McDaniel is my dark horse for Coach of the Year. If the Dolphins win double-digit games, maybe 11, if they do, I'm not saying they will. Mike McDaniel could get his respect. First-year head coach as well, so I'm gonna go with Mike McDaniel as my dark horse and Sean McDermott as my favorite. Moving on, let's go with comeback player of the year. What do you guys think?
For this award, maybe a bit of a surprise, but I have Michael Thomas winning this award, and I wasn't really certain. But I think Mike Thomas is going to get a lot of love for this award just because he's been out for so long. He played all last season, was out for most of the season before, and now he's been looking decently healthy in training camp. So if him and Jameis Winston can become one of, maybe somewhat of a top duo in the league, I think there's a really good chance that he could be at the top of this award. And for dark horse, I wasn't really sure with this award because I couldn't really think of some guys that didn't play last season. But see, Derrick Henry wouldn't really be dark horse, but I guess he'd be my runner-up for this award. I guess maybe Jameis Winston would be there. Not totally dark horse, but he's kind of guy that a lot of people aren't really thinking about.
Oh, Hudson, cut this out. Suhat, Kyrgios freaking won, bro?
I saw.
Oh my goodness. Yo, dude, Nadal might have 23 in sight, bro. I'm not even kidding. I'd be hype as hell if he won 23.
Who's your
yeah. So I'll go with my favorite to win comeback player, and this should be no surprise. Christian McCaffrey has had a rough 2 years. And I think if he stays healthy this year, and I think he will be healthy this year, he should win comeback player. He's one of the most explosive players in the league, no doubt in my mind. And I think he should win comeback player of the year. My dark horse, This is interesting. I'm gonna go with Juju Smith-Schuster.
Fuck.
Juju had a bad year last year, but he's a really good receiver. He was freaking wide receiver one he was playing like a wide receiver one with the Steelers with Antonio Brown on the team. I think it was 2018. So, yeah, Juju could easily win this award as a dark horse. So, yeah.
My favorite is Saquon Barkley. I think Saquon Barkley is going to win this award. Think that he's gonna run wild. My dark horse is a super dark horse. Like this is like completely far fetched, out of the realm of possibility for a lot of people. Julio Jones is my dark horse for comeback player of the year.
Wow.
That's a little too far fetched.
That's very far fetched. But Julio, I'm just a Julio Jones fan, so I'm a bit biased. But yeah, if not for Julio Jones, I would probably give it. If it was like a sensible pick, I'd give it to like J.K. Dobbins or something like that. As a dark horse, but my favorite is Saquon Barkley ultimately. All right, let's go to the rookie awards, offensive rookie of the year and defensive rookie of the year. Hudson started off. Or Hudson, should I start it off and you want to go last on this one, or should we just like keep alternating?
I'll start off. I don't really mind. For offensive or defensive?
Let's go offensive first.
All right, cool. For my pick, I have Treylon Burks winning offensive rookie of the year. Definitely not really top guy, but kind of moving down the list, I think Treylon Burks can potentially make his way definitely close to the number one spot, number one receiver in Tennessee. Whether it's going to be Tannehill or Malik Willis at quarterback, we really don't know what's going to happen. For the start, it should be Ryan Tannehill, though. I think Burks, like I said, is going to make his way into that number one receiving spot, and he could turn into the best receiver in Tennessee for a while. And for my dark horse, I have Desmond Ridder winning the award. The reason why he's a dark horse is because being on the Falcons, they really don't give it out to these bad teams. So for Ridder, I'm not, especially because he's not really going to start, but I mean, if we're going to that point, maybe I'll even give it to Sam Howell. But I think that there's more of a chance that we see Desmond Ridder play than see Sam Howell play. So I think Ridder is going to be switching here and there with Mariota at some points. So I'll take him to be my dark horse offense rookie of the year.
My favorite to win offensive rookie of the year is Garrett Wilson. I think Wilson's going to have a big year in New York. He's going to establish the fact that he's a true dominant number one receiver. And people are kind of undervaluing him. I haven't heard much talk from someone who's supposed to win, who was a really high draft pick. And Garrett Wilson's a very good receiver. I've heard zero talk about him. So yeah, I think he should be the favorite. And my dark horse, this is kind of surprising. I don't think most people picked it, but I'm going with Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett shouldn't be starting. I think he'll come in midway through the year and he'll establish the fact that he is a true franchise quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think he's my dark horse.
My favorite is Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall is going to be running back one, obviously, in New York. I think that Breece Hall is going to – I'm just a huge fan of Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall is going to be a really good player. He's going to get the opportunity. My dark horse is very similar to Tage's pick. I didn't go Kenny Pickett. I went Malik Willis, who's my guy, obviously. I think there's some point in the year where the Tennessee Titans are going to have to realize that they're not going to be able to compete for anything. They might shut down Ryan Tannehill, give Malik Willis the keys for like the last how many ever games. And I think he might make a solid impression. But that might come sooner if the Titans suck starting off the season. Ryan Tannehill might get benched. So Malik Willis is my dark horse to win this award. Moving on to Defensive Rookie of the Year. What do you guys have for Defensive Rookie of the Year?
Defensive Rookie of the Year. We get some more Lions love here. I have Aiden Hutchinson winning this award. I think he's going to be effective right away for the Lions defensive side of the ball, trying to be their franchise guy to turn around that defense. And for my dark horse, I have Lewis Cine from the Minnesota Vikings. He showed some good flashes in preseason, and it's rare that we see it go to a safety, so I really doubt this happens. But I think that Lewis Cine will really be a top safety for the Vikings, especially coming after Harrison Smith kind of regresses.
My favorite for defensive rookie of the year, Travion Walker. Look, man, I haven't heard too much noise about this guy out of camp, but he's the number 1 overall pick for a reason. There is massive potential in this guy, and he's going to show it this year. I think he'll have a massive year and he'll win defensive rookie of the year. My dark horse, I think I'm going to pull out a name some of y'all didn't expect. Jordan Davis from the Eagles. That dude is a monster. He could he's probably going to start day 1 for the Eagles. He's a monster. Like, dude is 300 pounds and he moves like he's like 200. Freaking crazy. He eats up every block. He's going to be an amazing piece for the Eagles in the future. And I wouldn't be surprised if he won this award outright. So he's my dark horse.
My favorite is Aiden Hutchinson. Don't really have to say why. I'm a homer, but it's whatever. Aiden Hutchinson has looked really good though in preseason. He's probably the most NFL-ready prospect in this draft. And then my dark horse is George Karlaftis from the Chiefs. I think George Karlaftis he's had a good preseason, good training camp. And I think he's going to get the opportunity. He's going to be able to show. I mean, he slipped a lot during the draft. This is a guy who was projected to be a top 10 pick once upon a time. He fell to 30. So Karlaftis, I think, has the opportunity to win this award if he gets the opportunity. And yeah, those are our rookie awards. Moving up, we're going to go with offensive and defensive player of the year before we finish off with MVP. Offensive player of the year, Hudson.
For offensive player of the year, I have a guy who I think is going to get a lot of picks this year, a lot of love, and just an incredible season I think he will have. Justin Jefferson probably should have won offensive rookie of the year, but instead from the QB love, it went to Justin Herbert, who did have a respectable year as well. But I think Justin Jefferson is finally going to get the love he deserves, and he will receive an offensive rookie of the year award. Offensive player of the year. I think that this could be some type of Cooper Kupp situation where he does really good to the point where you could argue that he should be getting MVP love, but we'll see what that brings. And for my dark horse, I really like this pick as a kind of under the roof pick. I'm taking Javonte Williams, especially just taking him in my fantasy draft a couple hours ago. I think he's going to have an amazing year, especially in this new offense beside Russell Wilson and Nathaniel Hackett now as their head coach. Excited to watch him play the season, and I think he could really have a solid year.
So as my favorite to win offensive player of the year, I'm going to go with the offensive rookie of the year last year, Ja'Marr Chase. I think Ja'Marr Chase is going to have another big year. He's solidified that he's one of the best receivers in the league. I think his connection with Joe Burrow is elite. And I think he'll win offensive player of the year this year. He'll be tightly contested. I think Justin Jefferson has a good shot to win it as well. But I'm going to go with Ja'Marr Chase. And my dark horse, really interesting because it's very iffy. CeeDee Lamb could also have a massive season as well. And I'm banking on the fact that Dak has him as his number 1 guy, looks at him everywhere on the field. There's a chance that CeeDee Lamb could put up some insane stats this year. So I'm going to go with him as my dark horse.
Hudson stole my pick. Justin Jefferson was my offensive player of the year. My sleeper, though, again, got to show my guy some love, man. I think he's going to have a breakout season. DeAndre Swift, he's going to get a lot of touches. I mean, this is a guy who's one of the players who's like prime for a breakout season. And, a lot of receptions, a lot of touches, improved O-line. He's going to get all the opportunity in the world. He's my long shot to win this award. I don't expect it to happen, but I would not be surprised if it did. So D Swift is my offensive player of the year. Defensive player of the year. Moving on to that. What do you all have for that one?
For defensive player of the year, I have Micah Parsons, the man who basically unanimously won defensive rookie of the year last year and also got a lot of love for potentially being close to winning defensive player of the year. And I think this year he's going to do it. really just a stud last year who came not out of nowhere. He was one of the best defensive players taken, but nobody really thought that he would be this dynamic, being able to play every single position. And I think the Cowboys this year are going to be able to use him to his full potential. And he's going to turn out to be one of the best defensive players in the league next year. And I think that he will be the best winning defensive player of the year. And as my backup, as my sleeper, I have Max Crosby winning it from the Raiders. Had a really solid season last year. And this year, I think he can really just improve and add on to what he did last year for this Raiders defense. And I think he can take home this award, if as a sleeper, obviously.
This is interesting, but I have to do it. My defensive player of the year, TJ Watt. TJ Watt's going to win it again. Dude is an absolute freak show off the end. He will literally torch. He will change the game in literally one play. He will change the game, which is why the Steelers are technically never out of a game, and they're not out of a season either. They could easily win a bunch more games. All these one-score games that they're in could easily be affected by TJ Watt's play. If TJ Watts makes a play, then they freaking win the game. So I have to go with TJ Watt as my winner. And as my sleeper, it's interesting because I don't think people really perceive this guy as a guy who could win Defensive Player of the Year. But Darius Leonard is really going unnoticed, in my opinion. He's a guy who could easily win All-Pro. He makes plays on the defensive side of the ball. And Indianapolis is going to be a playoff team this year. I think he could very well get the recognition. And he's still, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's like 25. Like, dude could very well wait, actually, no, I want to fact check it. There's no way he's 25. He's 27. Okay. Regardless, he's right in the prime. I think he's a beast, and he could very easily win this award. So he's my dark horse.
My favorite is Aaron Donald. I think Aaron Donald is, if he wins the Defensive Player of the Year, he's arguably the GOAT as far as, that position. He's a beast. He's a beast. I don't know what the situation is going to be. I don't even know if the NFL will suspend him for what happened at that joint practice. But if he doesn't get suspended, and if everything goes to plan, I think he will win this award. My sleeper, it's a bit of a long shot. As much as I hate this team, this guy's really earned my respect over the years. Rashawn Gary from the Packers. I'm a huge fan of his game. I think Rashawn Gary, he's very young. He's only 25. I think Rashawn Gary's only 25. And he has a lot of room to grow. This could be his breakout year. So Defensive Player of the Year, Rashawn Gary's my sleeper. But Aaron Donald is my favorite. And then last but not least, MVP. Who do y'all have for your MVP sleepers or favorites and sleepers?
My MVP favorite is really a lot of other people's favorite. Josh Allen, really not much excitement with the pick there. But I think Josh Allen and the Bills are really going to be something special this season. And at the helm of that, of course, is Joshua Allen. I think he'll take home the MVP award. And that's my sleeper. There hasn't been any Dolphins love in these award predictions until now. And now I'm taking Tua.
No, bro.
I have Tua Tagovailoa as my sleeper to win the MVP award. It's a sleeper award. Obviously, it's not my favorite or anything, but if the Dolphins can prove and potentially go somewhat deep into the playoffs, and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle have huge years based off Tua, I think that there's a really good chance we could see some love going into Tua's way, unless he has like an awful year and gets carried by the defense, but that's probably not going to happen, is it?
All right, yeah, my favorite's Josh Allen too. I think it's a no-brainer. But my sleeper, give me Tom Brady. Give me Tom Brady. At 45 years old, I think this is going to be, I swear, if he plays one more season after this, like, I don't even know at this point. Like he's literally made of iron, bro. Like, he's literally Iron Man. Like, but I think at 45, most people don't think Tom Brady still has it in him. But I think he's got a little bit of juice left. And he'll lead the Buccaneers back to the playoffs as probably a high seed in the NFC. And he's got a good shot to win MVP. So he's my dark horse.
My favorite, I'm going to switch it up. Y'all went Josh Allen. I'm going Justin Herbert. He's my favorite to win MVP. I think Jay Herbert has a really good shot to win this award, man. Their team is going to be really good. I think he's going to take the next leap to becoming that guy. As far as my sleeper is concerned, I'm going Jalen Hurts, simply because the Eagles are going to win a lot of games. And if Jalen Hurts, he's going to have to play a big part of that. So he's going to be my sleeper to win this award. That's where we're going to wrap it up, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Our week 1 predictions will be coming very soon. So yeah, stay tuned for that video. We'll see you guys later as always. Peace.